Mediastinum is very important, and it is important to understand it. This is the thorax. Okay, this is the thorax. We will take an imaginary line from sternal angle. This is the sternal angle until junction between T4 and T5. Okay, so we will divide the thorax into upper part and lower part by an imaginary line between sternal angle and T4 and T5 posteriorly. This line will divide the thorax into superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. Superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. Okay. Superior mediastinum is small, inferior mediastinum is huge. Heart and pericardium lies in the middle of inferior mediastinum, dividing it into three parts. So we have superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. The inferior mediastinum is divided by heart and pericardium into. The part anterior to heart and pericardium is called anterior mediastinum. Heart and pericardium itself is called middle mediastinum. The area posterior to heart and pericardium is called posterior mediastinum. So we have superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. The inferior mediastinum is divided by heart and pericardium into anterior mediastinum, middle mediastinum, and posterior mediastinum. Okay? Okay. So this is the superior mediastinum. I want to talk about boundaries of superior mediastinum. Anyone can say with me? Anyone can participate? Anyone can participate? Dr. Muhammad Al-Abd, okay.
Sir, from superior we see the inlet of the neck. Inlet,
thoracic inlet. This is superior. Okay, Dr. Muhammad.
Yes.
بالراحة دكتور
anterior,
محمد.
Okay.
بالراحة بس واحدة واحدة.
Anterior. Okay. Anteriorly.
Okay. Superior mediastinum. Superiorly, thoracic inlet. Okay. Anteriorly.
Sternum, manubrium of sternum. Or
yes, manubrium
sternioid.
Manubrium, no, you are right. Manubrium sternioid. Okay. Yes, the first part of the sternum is called manubrium sternioid. Okay, posteriorly.
Okay. The body of the vertebral, first, second, third,
from T1 until T4.
T1, T4. Exactly.
Yes, of course. Inferiorly.
Align.
Yes.
From lower border of fourth, T4.
Yes.
Until the angle of the sternum.
Excellent, Dr. Muhammad. Excellent, Dr. Muhammad.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anyone can say with me the posterior mediastinum? Okay, Dr. Mazo. Who is Dr. Mazo?
Yes, I am Ahmed Hassan.
يا عم غير اسمك، يا عم أحمد غير اسمك يا عم أحمد.
ماشي يا دكتور حاضر.
ماشي. posterior mediastinum يا دكتور أحمد.
superior imaginary line between sternal angle والlower border of fourth vertebrae.
Yes. Inferior.
upper border of the posterior upper border of diaphragm.
Okay. Posterior.
Posterior the vertebrae from 5 to 8. Thoracic vertebrae from 5 to 8.
5 to no. This is imaginary. Okay. From 5 to 12 until the end of the thoracic vertebrae. Okay. Anteriorly.
Contents of middle mediastinum.
Yes. Excellent, Dr. Ahmed. Okay. Middle mediastinum. Anyone can say boundaries with me? Middle mediastinum. Dr. Daivish, okay.
Superiorly, the imaginary line between the sternal angle and the fourth thoracic vertebra. Then inferiorly, the diaphragm.
Yes,
Anteri-
anteriorly.
Anteriorly, the posterior part of anterior mediastinum. And
Anterior mediastinum. Just the anterior mediastinum. Okay?
okay, okay.
Okay, posteriorly.
Posterior mediastinum.
Excellent, Dr. Daivish. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The last one who can say anterior mediastinum with me? Anterior mediastinum. No one? Anterior mediastinum. قول يا دكتور محمد.
Anteriorly, the body of the sternum.
Yes. Posteriorly.
Middle mediastinum.
Yes. Superiorly.
Imaginary line between the
Inferiorly.
angle of the sternum.
Inferior.
Diaphragm.
Okay. Excellent, Dr. Muhammad. So we finished boundaries of all mediastinum. Okay. Now we will talk about the contents. Contents of each. I will start with the mnemonic. After the mnemonic, we will take each structure in details. Okay, who wants to study by the picture? It's okay. Who wants to study by the mnemonic? I prefer the mnemonic because you will never forget it. Okay. The most important contents are contents of superior mediastinum and contents of posterior mediastinum. Superior and posterior. Okay. Okay. Contents of superior mediastinum. Contents of superior mediastinum are in the mnemonic CV Suad. CV Suad. We have a girl called Suad and another girl called Dua. Okay. They are presenting their CV to a work. So CV Suad and CV Dua. Contents of superior mediastinum, superior starting with S, so Suad, not Dua. Okay. C is for the very famous chain which ascends anterior to all the vertebral column. Who knows this chain? Who knows the name of this chain? It's called sympathetic chain. I just told you the name, okay? Sympathetic chain. So C is for the chain, which is called sympathetic chain. Okay. This is the first content. V is for a very famous nerve starting with V. It is the only nerve starting with V. It's called vagus nerve. The second one. Vagus nerve will remember you by his son and his brother. His son is called left recurrent laryngeal nerve. As I told you in the head and neck anatomy lecture. So vagus, V means Vegas. Vegas has a son and a brother. The son is called left recurrent laryngeal nerve, which is a branch from vagus. The brother is called phrenic nerve. Okay? This is the only way that you can remember contents of superior mediastinum. C, the chain, which is called sympathetic chain. V, vagus, and his brother, which is phrenic, and his son, left recurrent laryngeal nerve. S, for a very famous vein starting with S. It is superior vena cava. superior vena cava not alone, and the two veins forming it, which are right and left brachiocephalic vein. So right and left brachiocephalic vein and superior vena cava. Okay, okay. O for esophagus. O for esophagus. Esophagus is a large tube. Esophagus is a large tube passing in the neck associated with another tube which is trachea. So esophagus, O for esophagus, and esophagus will remember me with trachea. Okay, esophagus and trachea. A for aorta. A for aorta. Which part of the aorta? Which part of the aorta lies in the superior mediastinum? It is arch of aorta. Of course, we will not say arch of aorta alone, because arch of aorta has three sons. Okay, brachiocephalic, left common carotid, and left subclavian. So arch of aorta with its branches: arch of aorta, brachiocephalic, and left common carotid. Okay, D is for the last one, which is the duct, and the only duct in this region is called thoracic duct. So these are the contents of superior mediastinum in a very simple mnemonic. C for the chain, which is called sympathetic chain. V is for the vagus nerve, and vagus will remember you with his son and brother. Son is left recurrent laryngeal, brother is phrenic nerve. Su'ad. S for superior vena cava, not alone, with its tributaries. Right and left brachiocephalic veins. O for esophagus, and esophagus also not alone. Esophagus is a large tube descending in the neck associated with trachea. Esophagus and trachea. A for aorta. Which part of aorta? The arch of aorta. The arch of aorta alone? No. It's three branches: brachiocephalic, left common carotid, and left subclavian. D is for duct, which is called thoracic duct. This one, which is thymus gland. Thymus gland. Thymus gland is a gland here in this region. Okay, it is in this region. The upper half of thymus gland is in superior mediastinum. The lower half is in the anterior mediastinum. The only content in the anterior mediastinum is the lower half of thymus gland. So part of thymus gland will be in superior and the other part will be in anterior mediastinum. So this is the mnemonic. On the picture, this is the picture. Okay, here we have the superior vena cava. This is the imaginary line. This is the imaginary line. Okay, superior vena cava and its two tributaries. Arch of aorta and the three main branches. Trachea and esophagus anterior to it, but remove the two, show the trachea. Okay, we have right and left vagus, right vagus, left vagus, and right and left phrenic. Okay, thoracic duct and azygos vein not appearing here, but azygos open here in this side, in the middle of back of superior vena cava. Okay, thoracic duct, I told you before that it ascends until this level. This number 2 is the recurrent laryngeal nerve. It descends and arches below the arch of aorta to ascend again. Okay, so this is the superior mediastinum. Okay, who can say all the mnemonic again? Anyone can say the mnemonic again? Who can say it? Raise your hand. Dr. Daivish. Okay, Dr. Daivish. Do you prefer the mnemonic or the vector, Dr. Daivish?
Yeah. C sympathetic chain, Then V
Yes.
for vagus nerve, two phrenic nerves, and recurrent laryngeal nerve.
Yes.
Then S for superior vena cava and left and right brachiocephalic vein. O for esophagus and trachea, A for aorta with the three branches, that is brachiocephalic, left common carotid and left subclavian arteries,
Yes.
and D for thoracic duct. And
Excellent.
thymus gland.
Excellent, Dr. Davish. Thank you.
Thank you.